patient may suffer from the hallucinations of the AI medical transcript tools. One transcript product that transcript product that relies on an AI model deletes the original audio, leaving doctors no way to check the transcriptions. An AI-powered transcription tool widely used in the medical field has been found to hallucinate text, posing potential risks to the patient safety, according to a recent academic study. The Anden tool is being used in a commercial medical transcript product that will delete the underlying audio from which transcripts are generated, leaving medical staff no way to verify their accuracy. AP News reported on Saturday. The OpenAI's Whisper, the underlying AI tool, is integrated into medical transcript services from Nebula, which was the company says are used by over 30,000 clinicians at more than 70 organizations. So Nebula told AP its product had been used to transcribe around 7 million medical visits. Whisper is also embedded in Microsoft and Oracle's cloud computing platforms and integrated with a certain version of ChatGPT. Despite its wide adoption, researchers are now raising the serious concern about its accuracy. In a study conducted by researchers from Cornell University, the University of Washington, and others, researchers discovered that whisper hallucinations in about 1.4% at transcription, sometimes embedding entire sentences, nonsensical phrases, or even dangerous content, including violent and racial charged remarks. The study, Careless Whisper, Speech to Text Hallucination of harms, found the whispers often inserted phrases during moments of silence and medical conversations, particularly when transcribing patients with aphasia, a condition that affects language or speech patterns. In these cases, the AI sometimes fabricated unrelated phrases such as "Thank you for your watching," likely due to its training on large data set of YouTube videos. In more concerning instances, the invented fictional medications like hyperactivated antibiotics and even injected racial commentary into transcripted AI reportage. For example, Whisper correctly transcribes a speaker's references to two other girls and one lady, but added which were black, despite no such radical context in original conversation. Whisper is not the only AI model that generates such error. In a separate study, researchers found AI models used to help programmers were also prone to hallucinations. Harmful hallucinations. Whisper's error are a result of AI model creating patterns based on its training data that do not exist in the sample, leading to a nonsensical or fabricated output. This phenomenon, known as hallucination, has been documented across various AI models. According to researchers, 40% of the whisper hallucinations could have harmful consequences as the AI misinterpreted or misrepresented the speaker intended in several cases. Although Whisper's creators have claimed that the tool possesses the human-level robustness and accuracy, multiple studies have shown and others. So, in one study of a public meeting cited by AP, a researcher from University of Michigan found hallucinations in 8 of every 10 audio transcription. Another machine learning engineer reported hallucinations in about half of over 1 hour of transcription inspected. A third study identified hallucinations in nearly every one of 26,000 transcripts generated using Whisper, AP said. The Microsoft, which offers Whispers as part of its cloud service, its cloud computing services, advises companies incorporating it, and the solution they offer to obtain appropriate legal advice to review your solutions, particularly if you will use it in sensitive or high-risk applications. Despite this, many healthcare providers are already adopting it for transcribing patient consultations. Nebula, the company integrating the Whisper into its medical transcription tools, has acknowledged the hallucinations issue and is reportedly working to address it, the AP report said. With over 4.2 million downloads, the open source AI platform Hugging Face in the past month, Whisper has become one of the most popular speech recognition models. However, as its usage spreads, searchers are warning against its adoption in critical sectors like healthcare due to the serious implications of its errors. While other AI transcript tools also make a mistake, the frequency and potential harm caused by the whispers hallucinations are raising red flags. Similar AI models, such as Google AI Overview, have faced criticism for producing similarly outlandish outputs, such as recommending non-toxic glue to keep cheese from falling off pizza. As the healthcare industry increasingly integrated AI solutions, the risks posed by such harmonizations demand immediate attention to avoid harmful consequences for patients. The next one is Google prepares Jarvis to fight the AI computer use war. They expect it to be rolled out this December. Jarvis could have uses across the enterprise as various tasks such as development, CRM, and ERP. The Google is also throwing its hat in the AI-based computer use war, along with the players such as Anthropic and OpenAI in an effort to gain share of the nation yet evolving AI-based automation market driven by agentic AI. The company is working on building Jarvis, which is allowed users to automated tasks such as research and shopping over the Chrome browser with the help of the company Gemini 2.0, a large language model LLM, according to the information. Jarvis' ability to control the actions and complete tasks on a browser would combine multiple LLM-based development techniques such as reading and understanding the screenshot, generating text, and simulating user interactions, according to sources quoted by the information. The Google's effort to use AI underpinned by the LLMs to automate the user task is very similar to the computer use ability released by Anthropic last week, which experts believed could revolutionize the automation market once rolled out and finished product as a huge amount of work continued to be done by over computers. Anthropic's computer use ability in turn enables developers to instruction Claude 3.5 Sonnet through the Anthropic API to read and interpret what the display, type text, move the cursor, and click buttons, and switch between windows or applications. So much as today's robotic process automation, RPA tools can be introduced much more laboriously to do. While Jive seems to be aimed at consumers, two technology could also be used across the enterprise given the many development activities. Workflow and automation management, CRM, ERP, and etc. are accessed over the browser via web-based clients or interfaces. In fact, Google may have unlevered the ability to determine the coordinate from the screenshot or an image much earlier than Anthropic. If the Simon Wilson, the co-creator of the Django web framework, is to be believed. However, Anthropic may be the first to use the ability to combination with other capabilities to hit the market first, and it becomes to controlling computers with the help of AI-based agents and LLMs. The OpenAI has reportedly been working on developing a similar capability since February. Separately, in one of the LinkedIn posts, software expert Martin McCard claimed that OpenAI has already developed a feature named tools that allow the same underlying principle the Anthropic's computer use capability is based on. Microsoft, Meta, and Apple are also on the act. While the Microsoft earlier this month showcases a new capability vision of its Copilot that can read and understand the images and answer the question about them, Apple has been working on introducing the automation capabilities to its virtual assistant Siri via its Apple Intelligence updates. The Facebook parent Meta, on the other hand, has been working on compress the sizes of its LLMs into smartphones. Earlier this year, Google showcased several new AI-based features in the Chrome browser, including the ability to use AI compare the information between two tabs and surface suggestion on the grouping similar tabs together. The guideline. Next is guidelines, not policies. The University of Texas at San Antonio's approach to the Gen AI. When OpenAI debuted ChatGPT, there was a fear it disrupted higher education. Some have responded by restricting it, while others are embracing it. Here, the University of Texas and San Antonio's Melissa Vito and Kendra Kamchum explained their approach. From an academic integrated perspective, the dawn of the ChatGPT led many to worries that a student would misuse AI to cheat. There was also concern that an over-reliance on AI tools could undermine the critical thinking and problem-solving skills. In response, some institutions have adopted the conservative approach to AI, imposing the limits on use and favoring a wait-and-see approach, but not the University of Texas and San Antonio UTSA. The academic technology has become an industry in itself over the past 2 years and has totally reframed what's possible on campus, and each AI is on these technologies. The Melissa Vito, Vice Provost of the Academic Innovation at UTSA, admits she first heard about ChatGPT while chatting her character in 2022, and immediately thought the university needed to go ahead of it. Not so they could limit or control AI use, but rather to frame the narrative around it, because much of what was being said about it was negative. She didn't want these perceptions to taint staff and student ideas of what AI could and couldn't do. Working closely with her colleagues Kendra Ketchum, the VP for the information management and technology, they started by putting the necessary operational piece of the puzzle in place to enable secure adoption across the university. We immediately looked at tools like Microsoft 365 Copilot because 365 Copilot because we already had a Microsoft 365 license. Say Ketchum. We were happy to pay a little more for licensing to use a tool we already knew how to support from an operational perspective, making it possible for faculty to test the waters rolling out small AI initiatives. But this didn't mean that anyone could do whatever they wanted. The framing the guide rails. According to the Catchin, they were very deliberate about not developing restrictive policies around the use of AI. Rather, they put together AI adoption guidelines in consultations with experts and analysts from IDC and Gartner, as well as their legal and cybersecurity teams. We already have acceptable use and academic integrated policies, say Vito. We have all the policies we need, but what we needed to focus on was running and how we could creatively experiment with this technology so we could enhance our academic goals and improve the student experience. When you work with something that evolves all the time, putting a policy in place that's hard to change can really squash innovation. Ketchum agreed. Shortly after ChatGPT was launched, Ketchum noticed her service technicians were using the AI chatbot to construct answers to queries and resolve the tickets, and the responses they got were well put together and professional. They weren't putting any proprietary information into the platform or doing anything they shouldn't be doing. They were just using it to work a little smarter, she says. If people are already using these tools, we knew we had to respond operational so we could support their rollout across campus with the necessary levels of literacy. A lot of people, when confronted with the change, want certainty, said Vito. Either there were people who hope for policy because they aren't comfortable with the gray areas. She adds, instead, we gave them more of the playground they could use to learn and experiment. Nothing was mandated. She emphasizes with no pressure put on staff or faculty to use this technology if they didn't want to use it. But it was important for us to be very inclusive in our conversation about these tools, explain how they can be helpful and way they can add value, said Ketchum. The sorry, pace of progress. For other academic institutions looking to develop their own approach to AI, Ketchum's advice is to start small. Find that one tool that could work and give it a try to using the existing guidelines and best practices. Vito believes it's important to always keep your eye on the prize and explaining they've already been working on improving the digital literacy across the university and that is just an evolution of that. Vito also stresses the importance of the bringing everyone along on the journey. When people are invited to participate in things, they feel like they're part of something, he said. And then a lot of this stuff changes from being intimidating to being rather exciting. Okay, next one is five reasons to why the agile transformation fails. The organizations around the world jumped on an agile transformation bandwagon, hoping this new delivery approach would solve their project problems and bring the strategies to life. But for many, the transformation didn't deliver. When executives got tired of long project timelines, unclear requirements, and missed deadlines, Agile seems like the ultimate solution since it promised faster delivery and more flexible and closer alignment to business needs. The strategy could be realized quicker and with a higher ROI. Now, however, organizations are laying off agile teams en masse. The eliminations by the lack of the tangible result. Agile failed, in short, because the problem was never about the methodology. The real issue lies much deeper within the organization as a failure to align strategy with the execution from the start. Without this alignment, no implementation approach, whether agile, waterfall, or a hybrid, will ever be enough to solve the root problems. To truly see the benefit of the agile or any other approaches, organizations need to fix how they define and deliver their strategy. Focusing on a methodology over strategy. Most organizations attempting an agile transformation focus heavily on the methodology itself. Daily stand-up, sprint planning, retrospective, and product backlogs. While these agile practices bring structure to the initiative, the execution, they don't address the deeper issue. The challenging is how you execute. It's ensuring your strategy is aligned with execution, driving the intended business outcomes. Agile was never going to fix a misaligned strategy or a leadership team's ability to articulate it. Then align people to deliver on it. Just like a traditional project management, Agile is simply a tool and a means to an end, not the end itself. If the strategy is clear, prioritized, and communicated, even the most well-intentioned agile teams will struggle. They iterate endlessly without delivering the business value leadership experts. The problem was how they were working. It was what they were working on. The misaligned priorities and resources chaos. One of the biggest misconceptions about Agile is it will automatically fix resource conflicts and team efficiency, but without clear strategic prioritizations from the leadership, Agile can actually make the chaos worse. The agile teams may deliver in sprint, but if the organization has prioritized its initiatives, resources will still be spread too thin across projects then that don't matter as much. teams end up task switching constantly, chasing new priorities and delivering work that doesn't move the needle. Agile can't fix this. No methodology can. What you needed is clear prioritizations from the leadership, deciding which project to matters most and which ones can wait. It's not a resource management problem. It is a prioritization issue. If you try to do everything at once, nothing gets done well. You're falling into the perfection trap. The agile teams also risk getting stuck in excessive iteration, continuously refining processes or features without making real progress. They get stuck trying to perfect outputs, such as flawless code and computing requirement list, rather than delivering business value. This slow progress. Many teams were hired for their expertise in agile, which often leads them to believe their value lies in following the methodology rather than driving result. Without a clarity on what success truly looks like, they get trapped in a cycle of process perfection, whereas that becomes more about adhering to the framework than achieving meaningful outcomes and not adopting a mindset shift. The key to unlocking agile true potential or any other methodology is making a clear mindset shift. As a leader, be crystal clear on what you are trying to accomplish as an organization. What does success look like when the project is done? And how will it impact business goals? When you define those key outcomes, smart teams will figure out the best way to get there without needing a rigid as one size fits all process. The isolating strategy and execution. Agile will only work if you stop thinking of strategy and execution separately. Most organizations, however, treat them as distinct phrases. Strategy is defined by leadership, then handed down to deliver teams to execute. When there's no alignment from the start, even the best implementation method will fail because no one is focused on ensuring that the strategy is clearly defined, so effectively communicated, and ultimately delivered in a productive way. For Agile to succeed, aligned strategy, execution, and realization into a continuous iterative process. This means clearly defining business goals, ensuring that everyone involved in execution understands those goals and measuring success by a result, not process. When everyone is aligned around the outcomes, Agile will help streamline execution and deliver value faster. Yeah, thank you for your time. See you next time.